Hey, as you can see by the title of this video, I am going to be reacting to my first YouTube video that I really posted. I had a channel trailer that I posted before this one, but this was like the first real actual video, and it's actually now one of my most viewed videos. It's my second most viewed video, and it was posted almost just a little bit barely over a year ago today. So maybe you found me from that video, but it's my day in the life of a school social work intern, and it was the first time that I ever vlogged, first video I ever edited, first video I really truly posted. As you know, if you subscribe to the channel now, my life has changed a whole lot, and I think I have changed a lot too in the past year. So I've watched this video since I posted it, but I haven't watched it at all recently. So I'm very curious just to kind of see. I remember the editing wasn't that good. I know I didn't feel like as comfortable in front of the camera, but I just thought it would be fun to rewatch it, react, maybe watch this video for the first time if you've never seen it before. But we can just go ahead and find it, get going. Okay, I'm doing a little screen record, but I have my AirPod in this year, so you don't have to have like a double audio thing happening. But I'm on my videos. I'm gonna sort date added oldest. As you can see, there's this little channel intro up there. I haven't even watched that back. I don't really remember what I said. But then as you can see, I have my day in the life of School Social Work Intern, BSW, and then following that is my ecological systems theory for social work. So 2 out of 3 of the very first videos I ever posted are my most viewed ones ever. So the ecological systems theory is the most viewed one with the 8.7K right now, and then this one that we're about to watch has 6.1K. They were both like, I guess, very searchable, but I just think it's funny that literally a year ago, like my first videos posted are the ones that I have the most views at this point. We have an ad. So fun fact, I'm not monetized on YouTube, but they play ads in front of my videos. I just don't get any of it. Subscribe though to help me get monetized. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? I remember that this music was just like in the YouTube audio library, and I spent so long trying to find the perfect one. Back when I used a French press. I felt so funny like doing these little vlog clips, but I feel like honestly the intro was not bad for being my first time ever vlogging. University of Alabama, in the dorm. I feel like we don't need to talk about that little intro page.
It's the last day of my field placement for my BSW. I'm at an elementary school, and so today's my last day at one of my schools, and then tomorrow's my last day at the other. I figured I'd make a video to not only remember for myself, but also just to give a picture into what a BSW field.
Okay, just some little notes. Number 1, I feel like I look different than I did a year ago today, which, I mean, I feel fine with. My skin was a lot worse back then. Number 2, you can very much see me watching myself, which is kind of funny. Number 3, I'm so out of breath, and I think it's just from walking to my car. But this was the first time I really ever talked to a camera, so I feel like it's okay. I remember these elementary schools well.
So a little bit about what school social workers do is just we get referrals.
Okay, with this clip that we're about to watch, the jump cuts are painful. And I don't know, I must have known that at the time and just didn't fix them. But like, you can tell that I'm jump cutting all over the place because truthfully, whenever I took this clip, everything I said was like in a different order than it is in this video. Like I not only like took out breaths, took out when I resaid things, but I like rearranged my little monologue here, which I don't do anymore. But I remember I did it quite a bit in the beginning, I guess just because I wasn't as used to talking and like making it make sense and making it, I don't know, normal. So it's kind of embarrassing just how bad the editing is.
From teachers, sometimes parents, or like principals, sometimes for behavior reasons, or if they suspect something's going on at home and they just want us to dig deeper. So really the overall goal is to meet the psychosocial, academic, and physiological needs of students. And so usually that's individual sessions with students or group.
I remember I wanted to make this like very educational.
Resources to help out a student. Or
I was like, if I'm gonna make vlogs, then I want them to like benefit people.
Being a person for the students and for
now I just like hanging out.
That every student is being able to have the best environment they can in order to learn well and to succeed well in the future. So it's about 2 p.m. right now. We've seen a couple of students. I've been doing termination sessions, so just pulling a student, asking how they can be supported after I'm gone and just saying bye. It's been good. It's kind of sad leaving. in a Bachelor of Social Work program. You get a field placement the first semester of your senior year. At University of Alabama, you don't get to pick your agency, it gets picked for you. So I got matched with the school system, who then matched me with a social worker that's my supervisor now. And so it's been really good.
I got so lucky with my supervisor last year. I mean, honestly this year too, but just specifically last year, since that's what this one is. Like, I'll still text her, I'll still ask for advice. She'll send me TikToks, I'll send her TikToks. So we meshed well, we really did. For this video though, I remember I would only ever like film whenever she was out of the room because I felt embarrassed. And so like this day and then also the next day that we'll see in a little bit, it would be like times when she'd like be leaving to go to a class. I'd be like, okay, I know she's gonna be gone, like out of the office for a second. And so like that's when I'm taking this clip, and I'm actually sitting in her chair here. You can see the little like folding chair behind me. And that's where like my spot actually was. But yeah, I feel a little scenty.
Been here for 3 months and I've learned a lot about what school social work does because I had no idea before. So I just finished my second to last day and my field placement. I'm gonna make this update quick because I'm being blinded right now. But like I said, it was a pretty slow day. I think I explained a little bit what school social workers do while I was in there. We're also there for crisis intervention. I don't think I mentioned that, but like if a student's having like a
I'm like yelling in my car. I don't know why.
Crisis. They have a calm down corner. I'll insert a clip here so you can see it too. But that's pretty widely used for younger grades, just so that there's a place where students can learn how to calm down, because a lot of
my skin distracts me so much in this video.
Students don't always know, and those are important. But I'm about to leave this school forever, which is really weird. But I have one more day tomorrow at my other school, and then I'm done with my BSW field placement. Wow. But I'm gonna—
Wow, and now here I am a year later, I don't know, a whole new person getting my master's. It's just so interesting, especially if you notice I said that I was there for 3 months, which is different than my current master's program. My current one, I started in September and I'm going to be there until May, which obviously is like more time, you know? And so it feels short now looking back and seeing the 3 months, but like I really did get comfortable. I really learned a lot in that time. I've only been at my current one for 2 months so far, so I guess shorter than when I'm finishing here.
I feel like this isn't a day in my life since I can't really film in the schools with privacy. I feel like this is like—
Little did I know that my next field placement would be in a prison where I can't even bring my phone inside. So feel lucky with this video that you at least get some of me in the school.
Me giving information and little tidbits in different locations in my life, but I've made it back home. Recap of the day, we saw 3 students. Each of them was kind of just a fun session. There weren't necessarily like activities that we were specifically doing, just kind of drawing or playing and chatting. But it was a pretty slow day. I just have some documentation to catch up on tonight, and then honestly the rest of my night will be pretty boring. And then I will let you—
Honestly, all of my nights last year were pretty boring because it was like COVID, and I really abided by not doing much during the fall semester. So I know I was trying to act like, oh, like tonight I just don't have much going on. I didn't have much going on like the entire semester, first semester. I know even if you've been following me since the beginning, you didn't really get to know me first semester because I obviously didn't start until now. But the only things I really did were go to this field placement and go to my job at Juice Bar, and that was it. So honestly, like I feel like I look a mess in this video, and it was because honestly at that time, like I was a mess. I wasn't doing well, like mentally, I don't know. It was a tough semester, and this like me wrecked. That was a really good spot to pause myself on. Me wrecked at the end of it. Just, you know, full disclosure. My last day of field, I feel like everything's just more awkward today than I am now.
First, I gotta make coffee, eat breakfast.
Even now, I don't know if I ever make a vlog without showing my coffee. Like that's just, I feel like that's just like what you show. I do remember too that whenever I was like making this video and I sent it to Zach because like obviously I wanted to like show it to him. He was really supportive of me starting the channel and everything. And I remember him being like, if people are coming to watch you do like social work internship, why are you spending so much time like on your breakfast and on your coffee? And I was like, no, you just don't understand. Like this is vlog culture. People want to see my coffee. Also, look for the sign behind. This was not my sign, but it was in like all of my videos whenever I lived in Alabama, but you can kind of see it a little bit now. And it says, I just need a little bit of coffee and a whole lot of Jesus. It was not my sign. It was my roommate, but I I just thought it was funny because, I don't know, it was just always in there and I was like, this is not mine.
7 o'clock now and I'm heading to my car in the parking lot to start to head to school.
You can see the makeup on the inside of my mask.
Listening to the New York Times Daily podcast, which was about the economy today, which I'm not an expert on, but it doesn't seem great. People were walking towards me and I got nervous, but I listened to the New York Times Daily and I also listened to an episode of the Social Work podcast. The episode today was about self-psychology.
This is another part where I was like, I need to make it be educational. If I'm making videos, like people need to benefit somehow. And like I said, again, now I feel like I've kind of lost that mindset. Now I just feel like being like a real person on the internet and like being willing to talk about everything in my life. Like I feel like by following me you learn about social work, but it also doesn't have to be like as explicit as, oh, I was listening to a social work podcast and this is exactly what it told, like what you're about to see me do.
Kind of how it's used in social work. And so that's a theory that each person wants to feel coherent, they want to feel vital, like alive, and they want to feel connection with other people, like understood. In practice, it talks about how empathy is not only a tool for assessment, but it's also a tool for intervention. I'm going in still a little bit early.
I didn't even finish my thought.
To get some homework done, and also because since it's my last day, I want as many hours as I can just at the school. Drive. It's about 30 miles on the highway, about 45 minutes total.
I still drive that far.
There were 7 policemen on the side of the road looking for people speeding in that 30-mile stretch. I-82 be like that. If you know, you know. Also something, I was listening to my Spotify daily mixes because I really like those. And I was listening to one and it was like Lewis Capaldi, like Ed Sheeran, you know, like kind of slow, easy, but like fun to sing along to. And then TikTok by Kesha came on. I don't hate it, but also why? Anyways, I'm about to go into school.
That little moment of me talking about my music, I was like, oh, like this is my personality showing. Like not only is this video about social work, it's also like me. This is kind of painful for me to watch. Just a little bit.
Students are arriving as well right now.
Okay.
Welcome to my second office. It's 7:50 right now, so school officially starts in 10 minutes. My first activity of the day is at 9. I go and teach a preschool class. I usually have 3 of those a week. So on Tuesdays it was 9, 9:30, and then today's a Thursday, so it's just 9. Today's lesson, I use second step curriculum, but they're learning like how to
look at my ID,
with friends,
be upside down.
And then also like how to join in if you want to play, as you can kind of like see there. I also bring this puppy with me because he keeps an eye on who's being an active listener during the lesson. They really love Puppy. I forgot him one week and we couldn't focus. We just kept having to ask where Puppy was. So that's at 9, so I have about an hour and 15 minutes until then, where I'm just gonna be getting some work done, like schoolwork for my online classes.
The time lapse, my first schoolwork time lapse.
My preschoolers gave me a going away gift. What?
That is still by my desk right now. Like it's on my desk in
others,
Atlanta.
And it has their little fingerprints all around it. I'm not gonna lie, this made me tear up.
That did mean a lot to me.
Gave me this mug for
Still have that
away.
too.
It's RBG with all of her clothes. When there are 9, I just sent, yes, women are here to stay. This is an emotional day.
It's 10 a.m. now. I have 2 kids that I'm planning.
Confession time. It was not 10 a.m. It was like 2 p.m. Like later in this video, you're gonna see me talk about it being like afternoon, and it was again because my supervisor was out of the office, and so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna film everything now. And so it was a total lie that it was 10 a.m. Like 10 a.m. was long gone, but I think I just wanted to like make the flow of the video be better and like include more content. So I'm sorry for lying to you.
I'm pulling today just to do termination sessions similar to yesterday. Just saying goodbye, wrapping up services, getting closure, and figuring out.
Notice how I use the same song this entire video.
After I'm gone, and then I believe my supervisor is pulling a couple of kids that are on her caseload today too. So a little bit more action than yesterday, but still a pretty slow day. Some days are slow, especially right now with COVID. So many teachers are so busy and so overwhelmed that it's kind of the last thing on their mind to make referrals to
That was
us.
true. We didn't get a lot of
It helps
referrals
them out
last year.
more
The caseload was
this year,
smaller than any
but
year
also
before.
it's nice to have some wiggle room within the day in case some sort of crisis situation were to come up, so that we could be on hand for that. Another thing that's different with COVID is that our role has been a big attendance role. There's some students that are remote and just not heard from. They don't log on, they don't do work, and so then there's been a couple of times done home visits just to check on.
Gosh, home visits, I would like get kind of excited to do them because I felt like it was like action, but they also, it just like it's weird, and like I wouldn't feel scared necessarily or like nervous, but it's just like weird to me to show up at someone's door. I don't know, like a lot of the ones we would do would be like kind of like almost like well child checks, where it's just like we just wanted to lay eyes on the kid and like, or if they needed a form signed or something. It was just always weird to me. I obviously don't do that now, being in prison. We don't do home visits, but that was something that, I don't know, it just feels like weird looking back on it. The dorm's jail-like hallway. Okay.
Got home and I'm about to put in my last hours, so I'll show you what that looks like. Here's the school social work thing that we have to put our hours in. So when I come here, I go to student log, and then this is all of where we put our hours.
So remember last year I had to enter my hours based on like what I was doing down to the like 15 minutes, like the 0.25 of hours. So it'd be like I'd have to do like 0.75 hours meeting with supervisor, 1.25 session with students. Like it wasn't just like the amount of time I was spent at the school, which was kind of nuts. Now it's literally just like the hours that I am there. Like they don't like track like what I'm doing in those hours, but I just remember that was weird to take track of because I would like I had this notebook that during the day I would write like, okay, 9 to 9:30 documentation, 9:30 to 9:45 prep for session. Like it just, ooh, I don't miss that.
Day of reflection of field placement. I feel sad that I'm gone, but I also am definitely thankful for how much I learned this whole semester. Going in, I knew in class.
This feels so formal. I'm glad I don't like put the pressure on myself anymore to like vlog like this, and like I don't know, it just, you can tell that I'm much more comfortable now, and it's just weird to watch because like I feel bored watching this, and so I'm like surprised that other people still watch it, and that it's one of the most viewed ones. But oh well, the sun's coming out.
That's just so different being in it. And even too, just specifically with school social work, I had like no.
How long is it?
What school social work
12 minutes,
before this semester, and now I want to be one. So that just shows like how impactful they are. But I'll end out this video here just because I'm not doing anything interesting later tonight.
Because I never did anything interesting at all
today. I hope you choose to stick around. That would excite me greatly as I get better at this and as more happen, and I hope that we can engage in some good conversations. I plan on having some videos kind of like this, but then also taking time to sit down and talk about topics that are kind of hard.
I guess I just cover my face.
Just to have open discussion on my little corner of the internet. See you next time.
Okay, so final reviews, final thought. It is crazy to me seeing how, I'm gonna move over here, how different of a person I feel like I am now than I was then. And like I said, that was just 1 year. Like I was 20 then, 21 now. So like my life is just in such a different place. And at that point, I didn't know where I would be this year at all. Like I assumed that I would be going to Bama for my MSW, which I obviously am not. I assumed I would still be living in Tuscaloosa. And as I already mentioned, I wasn't really happy there last year. And so it was, it's crazy seeing how much like growth has happened. And I think without being too cheesy, that like YouTube has played into that. Like I feel like my confidence has really increased, which you can tell. My confidence has also increased. Like I think my videos are better now. I also think I know a bit more about what I'm talking about. Not that I didn't back then, but I also just like didn't feel like I did back then. And it's just wild that like I was living in a dorm. I honestly didn't have too many friends because I don't know, COVID kind of wrecked a lot for me. Not to get too deep into it, but just since we were watching that time of my life. And now I live in Atlanta. I live with Zach. We were long distance last year, but now I live with Zach. I get to see him every day. I'm in another field placement that I really love. I never thought I could love a field placement more than I did last year's, and I do. I said at the end of the video, like, oh, I didn't even know what school social work was, and now I want to be one. Same thing has happened with this field placement that I'm in right now. I didn't know what social workers mentors did in prison working with youth, and now I want to do it forever. So it is cool seeing like that passion for social work that was there then. It's also here now, but then it's cool seeing the difference, not only like in the place that I was in life, but also just who I am. I don't know, let me like, maybe it doesn't project to you how much I've grown in the past year, but it is kind of reassuring to me that, I don't know, that I look back on that and I'm like, who is that girl? Because that shows that I have put in work and I have prioritized my mental health. Like I'm doing so much better and I have been for a while than I was at that point last year, and that I've prioritized, I don't know, bettering myself, and I feel like that has paid off well. I never want to look back at previous times and feel like I was better then. Like I would much prefer always getting better now. And so I don't know, it just feels like a little bit of like personal reassurance. But it is a cute video to watch. I really, honestly, I wish that was not one of my most viewed ones, just because it's not like my favorite video of myself, and I don't feel like it, I don't know, represents me the best. But I mean, if you hadn't seen that video yet, there it is. If you want to go add to the views, you can watch it for real. But if you found me from that video and then like watched other ones and stuck around, I would love to comment, please. I would love to know if there are people that did. And yeah, just let this be an encouragement to you that even though a year isn't that much time, you can grow a lot. And this was kind of a fun little video to film. So I appreciate you watching. I appreciate the past year that YouTube has been, and obviously if you're watching this video now, you've contributed to that. If you're a subscriber, you've extra contributed to that, and I wouldn't change anything for the world. I really like where I am. I really like who I'm with. I really like who I am, and I don't know, it's just a good feeling to have. So I love you, and I'll talk to you later.